In 2019, the government of Uganda initiated the National Special Grant for Persons with Disabilities, a program that is changing their lives and communities across the country. This is the story of the transformative impact of the National Special Grant for Persons with Disabilities, promoting empowerment, building resilience, resulting in socio-economic transformation. The Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development is at the forefront of Uganda's social development transformation, focusing on management, coordination of programs and services for vulnerable groups, including persons with disabilities. Through the Department of Disability and Elderly Affairs, the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development is implementing the National Special Grant for Persons with Disabilities, an initiative aimed at promoting their welfare through livelihood support and income generation for inclusive development. Launched in 2019, the program has generated numerous positive impacts in the lives of persons with disabilities, addressing decades of marginalization and exclusion.
Special grant was purposely to bring people with disabilities who were not bankable, people who did not have businesses like startups. So the whole purpose was, how do we support them to come out of poverty? And because one of our challenges was the employment, and we thought the National Special Grant would come to give people informal employment, and this informal employment is through doing their businesses. And I think that was the idea behind the formation of the National Special Grant. And His Excellency the President really nodded and said no. He pronounced that the National Special Grant should be given to people with disabilities.
This program has significantly contributed to improving the lives of persons with disabilities by providing them with sources of income. It reaffirms the government's commitment to uplifting the standards of living for all its citizens, ensuring no one is left behind in the national development.
You know, Uganda has got a number of policies. First of all, we have the NRM manifesto. In the NRM manifesto, it is very clear that people should be supported on issues of socio-economic activities. So that's one of the areas that we base ourselves. We have the SDGs, which say leave no one behind. So any economic program that comes, it promotes inclusivity. So people with disabilities are not left behind, because those policies and international conventions demand that they should be included.
The Constitution of the Republic of Uganda, under Article 35, guarantees the rights of persons with disabilities, mandating the state to take measures that ensure their dignity and potentials are fully realized. In line with this, the National Special Grant has supported over 55,000 persons with disabilities households across the country, providing startup capital for income-generating enterprises.
What is unique about this grant, it's not just merely a cash transfer program. We also do complementary services. We do counseling, we support the parents, we use a 360-degree sort of intervention matrix to ensure that beyond the cash transfer, the parents are able to take care of these children. They are able to acquire the skills on how to cope with the effects of the functional disabilities.
Evidence from beneficiaries in several local governments across the country reaffirms the transformative impact of the grant. Persons with disabilities have embraced this opportunity, turning their lives around with newfound skills, confidence, and financial independence.
Daida butereevu okuva ku ministry daida ku account yaife mu DFCU. Twenda okwebaza minisita wa disability, twenda okumwebaza ino akoze omulimu omunene ino. Grant okutuwa grant bannange okuva einuma eyo nze kuba ndi mukulu nazaalibwa 20th November 1972, ekitegeeza regimu zidire dindi nadibonaku tigaaliwo ku grant da gemagana ku bakosefu. Ayi government eno ne socializer, twenda okwebaza government n'okusingira His Excellency the President of the Republic of Uganda. Era tukoba bukobe long live. Thank you very much.
Yalam kitangitunga lo ministry Telekata alam si alam kitinga minister Elena Samu anunge sa yituntunga kwata soda mamedo sepo na chuti atuneje utene keda puga ni 7 ara runu soda ara isingwala skilo atuna ijara noi ide mapuga ngina bunere mamngaje ne tija isoda
fabali matubadde tuli wansi nnyo kati nganze sala atasoma simanyi onali badde akakazira ka muzeeyi era mwebaza wanange atasema bulajiwa
Amir foyo gamente me Uganda manaka yang presideni donki la Uganda kan president maduong peti ngato tema la dito temo ni mimi yo chili dogang ka chil mimi yo neo million president ber maduong pa waneno borre kwa ngagi pa waneno wa PRB ento na dit eni is race musebene o tim ma wura makana yang no en nak fut ke rojo no ko dak mo ka pier dak ken wa ko mete ki tit ba foyo la dit eni ma pat ma kiri bit wa kwene no ni tim ma yuweru timoni leng en jo ma pol gera no pe ki mare pere gina man ni bien no en to pa yuweri en kelo gina man ni bien no ko ngonga ko to bien kene ti wana foyo musebene ma tek
charane ebharane vire byeshweta tukagura bibiri bukimwe twantugire mitwaro nshanju n'etano iki cyakora miliyoni emwe n'imitwaro 50 then ebire byenaka ebyebigere ebyatera ringa buri kimwe twantu kitunda nkaga miliyoni emwe n'imitwaro 20 wachenga then hate byasigire twafuna materials zo kutandikisa na gure huzi then naba members bakabine ka contribution fee kache akube bahereza akutabe tutandikira kaboxi ko kamwe nakasente kabakar kache ntine machine zo kukozesa ubundo shangana no chome chinkosa ni nchipangisa konga hati kunafunereze sente tinchine choma chinkupangisa ati ni ngose byanje binaguze
tukatunga ho ka special grant twaiza kujibona twija twayongera mu byemikono biturakora byemikono twineho carpentry twagiraho handicrafts mwenu zikagezaho zatuyamba abarema bakashemererwa abo kugira ngo babona kasete ko kongera aha mirimo eyiturakora so nabwo eco tushemererwe omuryeji government ahabwo kugira ngo egerizeho okusupportinga omuntu oyino burema abikwatikine na ka special grant.
To promote effective and efficient delivery of the grant, the ministry works closely with local government authorities to support groups' identification, mobilization, registration, and accessibility to the grant.
When we come to special grant, for us as persons with disability in Golo, we welcomed this particular program and we found that it has reached fairly well to bring persons with disability to a level that many of us who used to be beggars on streets and in other places, be in the churches or any other gathering. And as per this particular program of this special grant, we have turned from being beggars to producers.
The disability grant is supposed to be a social protection program. Currently, we call it a complementary program because it's just a one-off and that's it. Social protection entails that the support is supposed to be routine, it's supposed to be predictable. If I have my child who is having cerebral palsy or autism, it means I need to go to the hospital almost every month, almost every 3 months. When I'm going to school, I need to be engaging with a special needs teacher every term. That calls for financial support every quarter. And therefore, that's why we are saying we should twist disability into a mainstream social protection program where those with severe disabilities receive monthly support.
The journey is far from over. Through combined efforts, government remains committed to expanding the program, addressing gaps, and ensuring every person with disability has the opportunity to thrive. Persons with disabilities and their communities are now stronger than ever.
We all have these programs, the microfinance support center, where we have the issues of microcredit, and these are also inclusive. You realize that that's not only about the special grant, you also have these things like a myoga and these other things. So the government of Uganda had policies on socioeconomic empowerment to lift the standards of their people, including people with disabilities, the women, the youth. So in all those programs, whether you talked about WEP, there was always something for women with disabilities. If you talked of the youth livelihood, there was something for youth with disabilities. Now we have the National Special Grant, which is specific to people with disabilities. So the policies of economic empowerment in the country are all inclusive to bring people with disabilities on board. I want to realize that whereas we are being brought on board, sometimes there are challenges of how to communicate to us. For example, if one is deaf, and the program is there, it's supposed to be all inclusive, but because the person who is implementing does not know sign language, it turns out to leave out some of the characters. Some people who are like blind, people assume that maybe they don't know how to do business, but they do business with people who support them. So the policies are there, very good policies, but the implementation part sometimes has some kind of hiccups.
The National Special Grant for Persons with Disabilities is a testament to what can be achieved when a nation comes together to uplift its most vulnerable citizens. As we move forward, let us continue to support, empower, and inspire persons with disabilities. Together, we can make a difference.